From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Andrew Adams.
Couldn't ask for much nicer football weather. Clear blue sky over Guthrie on a Pike Pass Skycam network this morning, but some clouds are kind of drifting into the high thin variety. 63 degrees and calm. Those two readings out at Will Rogers World Airport. We'll get another reading in here in the next 20 minutes or so. North of us, much cooler. Notice a cold pool of air has been spilling in to the Great Plains from Canada. That's all along our cold front, which has already started to cut into the state. You can finally tell kind of where it is looking at temperatures. Earlier on, there was a little bit more of a mixed bag of lower 60s around the metro. Now we're starting to get more into the low 70s and upper 60s, low 70s to the southwest. But you look northwest, that's where we got the 60s and still the 50s, and you plot wind on here and you can see that cold front plain as day. 10 to 20 mile per hour wind gusts up there. Out ahead of this, incredibly calm. And behind the front, well behind the front, you're looking into Texas and Cimarron counties, and we've got some showers going on. The rain chances will eventually drift their way to the east and even south, but doesn't look to be a big issue for our football games this afternoon and evening. At 6 o'clock is the kickoff for OU, but 91 pregame. That's going to be the high in Norman today. A bit hot, even still hot at kickoff time. 87 at 6 o'clock in Norman. 78 halftime, 75, and you notice at the fourth quarter the winds start to pick up. That's when the first part of the front comes through, and then overnight the shower chances will drift into the metro. 88 pregame in Stillwater. A bit hot out there again, but not as hot as Norman, being a little bit farther north. We'll notice the cold front come through a little bit earlier as well. Halftime, those winds will start to pick up. So another thing to keep in mind today is second half of these games, a little bit breezy, much calmer before it, as that front still needs to cover some ground. And we can always hope for rain, and we do have rain chances here in the metro, but our chance for meaningful rain, I don't like that much. We've started to see our above average little counter down here continue to shrink and shrink as the month has gone on. That one at almost 1.6 inches was all within the first 4 days of the month. So clouds and some of those showers northwest right now. They'll enter more of northwest Oklahoma as we head into the afternoon, and then farther into north central to northeast Oklahoma, and even scraping toward the metro as we go into tonight. And then overnight, that's when our chances will be best in the metro. But you're going to notice something as we go past 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. Those rain chances really start to fizzle out. Early morning church service, you might want the umbrella to be handy, but you may not honestly need it with how spotty these rain chances look like by the time we're heading out the door on our Sunday. And then as we go past lunchtime and then into the evening, we're clearing things out. Also, yeah, it's going to be a little bit cooler tomorrow, but it's going to be a brief shot of cold air. The rest of the coming work week and into next weekend look pretty hot for this time of year. We're talking 90s returning Tuesday all the way through next Saturday and Sunday. So well above average after a brief but welcome cool down that we'll get from this cold front today. Since it's going to take a minute to get to Oklahoma City, still hot, 88 in Stillwater as well, 91 Lawton, Altus, Ardmore at 90. So a little bit hotter out in front of this thing, but behind it, you'll notice the difference. Northwest Oklahoma in the low 70s this afternoon, and where we have the thicker cloud cover and rain chances. That lines up pretty well. They'll scoot a little bit farther to the east, just nudge just a tad during the evening hours. It's the overnight hours that will see the shift a little bit farther to the south and even farther to the east, but just about only a 40% chance of showers and maybe a thunderstorm overnight here in Oklahoma City. And showers end pretty early tomorrow across south central, southwest, and eastern Oklahoma, really between like 6 and 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Maybe we'll have a sprinkle around 9, but the overall brunt of the action done by around 8 o'clock tomorrow. Lows, 50s, some 60s to the southeast where it's just a little bit warmer, and then really nice and cool up to the northwest. Low 50s and even some 40s in the panhandle, and a pretty stout north breeze earlier on. That'll relax just slightly during the afternoon tomorrow, but still cooler, 70s almost entirely across the board. And then the rebound happens Monday. We'll be back in the mid 80s, and then Tuesday the heat turns back on. 90s Tuesday all the way through the coming weekend. So if you're planning on going to the fair, the state fair finally starting on Thursday, expect to stay hydrated. It'll be hot